Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Now, taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, I've selected two blocks and we've had them on the chart for a very long time. Now, we retested the $90 area back in November 2022, and I told you that there's a good chance we might come back down to retest that low before we start moving to the upside. And lo and behold, that's exactly what we did after this move to the upside. We started retracing back down and we got back to the $90 area. And yeah, like I said, this was all here on the charts. I'm not going to say that I told you that it was going to do a 3x in a few days. No, I was simply giving you good entries based on previous history, based on the data that we have on the charts. And we also had a nice low here printed in December 2022 at $95. That was also a pretty good entry. So if you got in at $95, you're potentially looking at a 245% move to the upside. Some people told me today on the stream that we did that they have entered in January. So let's say they entered January 13th. They're looking at 180, 200% move to the upside. And yeah, if you were accumulating throughout this dip, obviously your average buying price can be somewhere below $100 even. Depends on how many coins you bought at certain levels. But overall, right now is, in my opinion, the time to swing trade, because when a higher cap altcoin like this does a 3x in a few days, this means that we're going to be seeing a retracement. The RSI is extremely overbought. This means that we're going to be seeing a retracement sooner rather than later. We already are printing some bearish divergences. We have divergences between the price action and the RSI, and this typically means that there's going to be a reversal in the trend. So this massive move to the upside is going to get destroyed by the next pullback. Now, healthy pullback would be obviously retesting a previous resistance level. That would be a very healthy thing to do. So $145 is something that I would be targeting for entries. And I know you're sitting almost at $300 right now and you're like, wow, 145, really? We're going to go that low? Well, from this high that we printed just a few hours ago at $330, that would be a 55% pullback, which is pretty good. That's around the 0.5 fib level. If I drop a Fibonacci retracement here with the targets to the downside, actually, the fib level would be a bit higher than that. Yeah, so the fib level would be sitting at $175, and that basically means that $175 is the midpoint of this impulsive move to the upside. So this is sort of the 50% retracement against this wave. So I would start looking at some entries at $175 if you really want to get into the project, but I would be looking at the golden ratio and the $145 area, because we went quite impulsively here, and I would expect at least the 20 EMA to be retested very soon. But once the EMAs get vertical, it's very hard to hold them as support, and as you know, you tend to drop after that. So the golden ratio, 145. And that's basically between $154 down to $145. You're going to have a nice buying range. If we dip below that, then you can start targeting some of these lower blocks that we have on the charts. We may be coming back down to those and retesting those at some point in the next few months. I'm not going to say we're going to be hitting $90 again. Maybe that's going to happen once we have the next flash crash, the next black swan event. Now we're also going to take a look at the resistance levels above us on the weekly chart, and I'll tell you why I think we're going to be topping out here. And if we take a look at the daily RSI once again, you can see that we are actually sitting at a pretty high level right now, 79 on the index. And if you are not swing trading, that's fine. But if you have experience in swing trading, there's really no need to hold the tokens at the moment, because anyone can see that we're going to be seeing a retracement. We're going to be getting a pullback at least to the 20 EMA. So if you want to make at least 33%, you can take profits and maybe enter at $200 or enter back at $200 if you want to swing trade and increase your position. That's something that I would be looking to do. Obviously, we all have our own experiences. We all have our own risk tolerance levels. So if you don't want to risk it and you get nervous when you're trading, you know, maybe stay away from it. Obviously, you don't want to ruin your health because of some stupid charts. But if you know how to deal with these swing trades and you've had a lot of experience with trading, then potentially looking at entries below $175 is a pretty good decision, in my opinion. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Now, taking a look at the weekly chart, you can see that we have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high in May 2021 down to the swing low in February 2022. We had a little retracement from that zone there, but then we ended up dropping down significantly. So if you know how I like to use the Fibonacci retracement, then you know that we've retraced to our 1.618 target perfectly. So $101 was our target, and this is a pretty good level to start accumulating your Bitcoin Cash tokens at. We also have a massive sideways channel here since June of 2022. This looks very similar to what we're having on the what we're seeing on the Chainlink chart right now. We could be having a massive impulsive move for Chainlink in the next few months when we finally break out of the sideways channel, just like we did here for Bitcoin Cash. Now you can see we have a trading range that we set up in 2022. So we had a back test of support in March and February 2022. And then we had a resistance touch in April 2022. This created this little range between $380 down to $280. And we lost that as support in May. And finally, a year later, we're coming up and we are retesting that as resistance, which we are supposed to do. But because this is the weekly chart, it takes longer for these things to play out. Simple as that. So we broke down, consolidated, back test of resistance. Now we're going to be moving back down from this back test, and hopefully we can hold some of these levels, some of these fib levels as support. So $179, and we have the 1.414 at $141. These are going to be two important levels for us to hold on the weekly chart. I also want to retest the 20 EMA, which is currently sitting at $141 as well. So the 20 EMA is going to be our support band in the bull market. So if we are starting an early bull market for Bitcoin Cash, we do need to see back tests of the 20 EMA. And eventually, once we break above this red resistance block, our next target area is going to be the golden ratio, or the golden pocket here between $515 up to $624. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, you can see that we are very overbought on the weekly chart. The last time we were this overbought was back in April and May 2021. So it goes to show how impulsive this wave is. We're actually higher. We're actually on the same level we were back in January 2021. So this is why I say that right now you can probably take some profits. It's not gonna hurt you long term. You can reinvest that money into some other altcoins that have been staying in these sideways channels for a year now. It just happened that Bitcoin Cash was one of the first ones to break out. If you're holding for the next 5 to 10 years and you don't really care about what happens with Bitcoin Cash in the short term, that's fine, I guess. But when you have the weekly RSI this high, look at what happened the last time we were this high. We got rejected back in February 2020, back in December 2017, back in January 2021. So this just goes to show that the asset is very overbought. A lot of heat right now, a lot of volume coming in, as you can see with this green volume candle. So I would say we need a healthy retracement before we can start moving to the next target zone, which is the golden pocket, as I said before. And I would expect at least a healthy retest of $180. So that pretty much covers everything I have regarding Bitcoin Cash. One last thing is, let's set up a Fibonacci retracement from the swing low in December 2022 to the swing high in May 2021. We have our 1.272 target that's sitting at $2,900. That's going to be our technical target, the minimal technical target next bull market. And from the previous all-time high, that is going to be a 2x basically. So a 2x from the previous all-time high is doable, but I want to warn you, I don't really think this is going to be happening. I don't want to be too bearish. I don't want to sound like a bear, but I just want to be realistic. I don't think Bitcoin Cash has the capacity to retrace to $2,900. Some people think it might, and I really hope it does, right? Because I do want you guys to make money, but I'm not investing in Bitcoin Cash personally. I see a lot of potential with other altcoins. If you want to hold Bitcoin Cash, obviously that's fine. That's up to you to decide, but you know, that's going to be our bull market target. If we get there, great. If not, does not affect me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.